Let's take a look at the chart action for Dogecoin. Okay, so here's what I'm looking at. Not much has changed since yesterday's video. We're still stuck between this resistance and this support right here. But let's go ahead and go through it again. We had support, 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 giving me this uptrend right here. We have not broke that uptrend going to the downside yet. And we have resistance, resistance, resistance. We have not broke this downtrend going to the upside yet. What I was watching was this uptrend, and I was also watching another uptrend from this support, and I think something like that. Let's go ahead and draw that trend line. Once we broke this trend line going to the downside, I started looking at this previous support down here sitting at .131. So I still have a limit order set at .131. We came down. Let's go ahead and change this to orange real quick. We came down and got really close to it. I didn't get my limit order filled, but we got a bounce right there. So I didn't get my limit order filled, but it did kind of come down to that level. We got really close to it. In general, until we break this downtrend going to the upside, I'm still watching this support right here. And if we break this uptrend going to the downside, I'll be looking at not only this support, but possibly, let's go back to the daily time frame and see what other supports we have on the daily. We have another one. Let's do a copy and paste, maybe something like this. And then from this area right here, this support, and then let's do another copy and paste from this bottom down here, something like that. These levels are sitting at .1192 and .1113. Like I said, we haven't broke to the downside yet, so it's possible that we don't even come down and hit these levels, but if we do break this trend line going to the downside, that's what I'll be looking at. If we break to the upside, let's go ahead and take a look at the upside potential. Let's go back to the 4-hour time frame, I think. Let's go ahead and delete this one because we don't really have to pay attention to that. We already broke it going to the downside, and that's what kind of made me set up this downtrend right here. So we have this resistance, and as you can see, we've already hit it 3 times. So let's see if we continue to head down and it keeps giving us resistance and we can hold support, or if we can hold support on this. Basically, we're waiting to see what happens in this area here. Are we going to break to the upside or to the downside? I was talking about this on yesterday's video, but it does look like we came up, got some resistance, and it looks like we're kind of heading down a little bit more. I think one of the bigger things that I've been looking at as well is if we go to the, actually, let's talk about what happens if we break to the upside, or what I'm kind of going to be looking for. What I really want to see us do is break this top up here, or even these resistances in general. I want to see us break this top though, so we can start heading to the higher levels, because if we zoom out and let's go to the daily time frame, this is another thing that I've been watching. We had resistance, 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 resistance. I was basically watching these 2 levels right here. Let's go ahead and set up a trend line from those 2 spots going to the downside. And we broke that trend, this downtrend, going to the upside. So after that, I started getting a little more bullish in this area here. And I started targeting these previous resistances. Let's go ahead and set up some horizontal red lines, something like this. We'll change this to red for resistance. Copy and drag to that one. So these 2 levels are sitting at .165 and .184 approximately. I'm still kind of targeting these levels until we break this uptrend going to the downside. But we are still holding support on it. We have not broke it going to the downside yet. I do think we are in between this resistance and support. So first step is we either break up or down or up, should I say. And if we could break this top over here, then we could get more confident on this next resistance sitting at .165. Let's go ahead and do a copy and paste of this horizontal red line, because we want to break out of this top right here sitting at .151 approximately. So step 1 would be breaking this trend line going to the upside. Step 2 would be breaking this horizontal red line at .152. Then we can get more confident on this .165 level. If we break this going to the downside, first step would be this support right here. Second step would be this support, and third step would be this support. I don't know how far it's going to go down or if it's going to go up or down, but these are some of the levels that I'm kind of keeping my eye on to give me some clues. If we break this trend line going to the upside, that's a clue that we're going to get bullish, and maybe we'll head back up to the top at least. And if we break this trend line going to the downside, then like I said, we'll start looking at these ones in the steps. First step, this one. Second step, this one. Third step, this one. Not sure how far it'll go down or up, but these are some of the spots that I'm kind of looking at to kind of give me clues like I was saying. So in general, we're still waiting for a breakout to the upside or downside. Let's see what happens. If you want to learn more about some of the strategies I use, check out this video right here. It's about buying and selling, or when I buy and sell. And if you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.